Hello, welcome to lesson 121 in the Course in Miracles. We have finished another review and we're on to some new subjects. Today's lesson is Forgiveness is the Key to Happiness. Here is the answer to your search for peace. Here is the key to meaning in a world that seems to make no sense. Here is the way to safety in apparent dangers that appear to threaten you at every turn and bring uncertainty to all your hopes of ever finding quietness and peace. Here are all your questions answered. Here, the end of all uncertainty ensured at last. The unforgiving mind is full of fear and offers love no room to be itself, no place where it can spread its wings in peace and soar above the turmoil of the world. The unforgiving mind is sad, without the hope of respite and release from pain. It suffers and abides in misery, peering about in darkness, seeing not, yet certain of the danger lurking there. The unforgiving mind is torn with doubt, confused about itself and all it sees, afraid and angry, weak and blustering, afraid to go ahead, afraid to stay, afraid to waken or to go to sleep, afraid of every sound, yet more afraid of stillness, terrified of darkness, yet more terrified at the approach of light. What can the unforgiving mind perceive but its damnation? What can it behold except the proof that all its sins are real? The unforgiving mind sees no mistakes, but only sins. It looks upon the world with sightless eyes and shrieks as it beholds its own projections rising to attack its miserable parody of life. It wants to live, yet wishes it were dead. It wants forgiveness, yet it sees no hope. It wants escape, yet can conceive of none because it sees the sinful everywhere. The unforgiving mind is in despair, without the prospect of a future which can offer anything but more despair. Yet it regards its judgment of the world as irreversible and does not see it has condemned itself to this despair. It thinks it cannot change, for what it sees bears witness that its judgment is correct. It does not ask because it thinks it knows. It does not question, certain it is right. Forgiveness is acquired. It is not inherent in the mind, which cannot sin. As sin is an idea you taught yourself, forgiveness must be learned by you as well, but from a teacher other than yourself who represents the other self in you. Through him, you learn how to forgive the self you made and let it disappear. Thus, you return your mind as one to him who is your higher self and who can never sin. Each unforgiving mind presents you with an opportunity to teach your own how to forgive itself. Each one awaits release from hell through you and turns to you imploringly for heaven here and now. It has no hope, but you can become its hope. And as its hope, do you become your own. The unforgiving mind must learn through your forgiveness that it has been saved from hell. And as you teach salvation, you will learn. Yet all your teaching and your learning will not be of you, but of the teacher who is given to you to show the way to you. Teacher is capitalized, meaning the Holy Spirit. Today we practice learning to forgive. If you are willing, you can learn today to take the key to happiness and use it on your own behalf. We will devote 10 minutes in the morning and at night another 10 to learning how to give forgiveness and receive forgiveness too. The unforgiving mind does not believe that giving and receiving are the same. Yet we will try to learn today that they are one through practicing forgiveness toward one whom you think of as an enemy and one whom you consider as a friend. And as you learn to see them both as one, we will extend the lesson to yourself and see that their escape included yours. Begin the longer practice periods by thinking of someone you do not like, who seems to irritate you or to cause regret in you if you should meet him. one you actively despise or merely try to overlook. It does not matter what the form of your anger takes. You probably have chosen him already. He will do. This is he or she. Now close your eyes and see him in your mind and look at him a while. Try to perceive some light in him somewhere, a little gleam which you had never noticed. Try to find some little spark of brightness shining through the ugly picture that you hold of him. Look at this picture till you see a light somewhere within it, and then try to let this light extend until it covers him and makes the picture beautiful and good. Look at this changed perception for a while and turn your mind to one you call friend. Try to transfer the light you learned to see around your former enemy to him. Perceive him now as more than a friend to you, for in that light, his holiness shows you your Savior, saved and saving, healed and whole. Then let him offer you the light you see in him, and let your enemy and friend unite in blessing you with what you gave. Now you are one with them, and they with you. Now you have been forgiven by yourself. Do not forget throughout the day the role forgiveness plays in bringing happiness to every unforgiving mind, with yours among them. Every hour, tell yourself, forgiveness is the key to happiness. I will awaken from the dream that I am mortal, fallible, and full of sin, and know I am the perfect Son of God. And that is lesson 121. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. The real forgiveness is love, unconditional love, loving someone because they exist, not because of anything that they've done, not because of anything they've given you. And by looking at an enemy and being able to see their light, you are being able to see that they have love within them. And sometimes you can see that even they have been trying to do their best. They have been doing the best that they can in every moment, even in those moments that they hurt you. The evil that you are seeing is projected from you. And when we are unwilling to forgive, we make our observations right because we are looking for the proof. If we wanted to prove that they were innocent, we would see things in a very different light. We would see things from a very different perspective. And so if you can look at your enemy and see that there is light in them. I often use Hitler as an example when I talk about forgiveness, because Hitler is painted as evil incarnate. And yet, if you pull him out of the role of the militant man that we all see him as, and you can see him as a small child with hopes and dreams and with parents and not knowing what his life was like, you know that there was love because there has been no small child that has been without love. And then you realize that Hitler had a love in Eva Braun. And there was pain in those relationships. There was truth in those relationships. There is love and light in everyone. And if someone is being so terrible to someone else, they are definitely being that terrible to themselves and more. And if you are allowing terrible things to happen to you and perceiving yourself as a victim, then you are judging yourself harshly. So be willing to see the light in all things. Be willing to see your own light. All right, let's go to lesson 121 from Tina Spalding and Jesus' words. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Forgiveness is the most powerful process of this earthly plane on which you find yourself. You think investing is powerful. You think education is powerful. You think exercise is powerful. You think dieting is. You think earning money is. You think saving money is. However, Forgiveness brings you the real treasures of peace of mind. What use is it to have a beautiful car, a slim body, and a nice house with a mind in turmoil that is full of resentment and holds a low frequency? You cannot maintain an abundant life. You will fail in your health. You will fail in your marriage. You will fail in your business because you hold a frequency in your mind all the time that cannot bring you peace, abundance, joy, and a beautiful, comfortable life. It has to bring you pain because it does not have a loving nature. Forgiveness does not deny you anything. Yes, it denies the ego its battles. Yes, it denies the ego the satisfaction of saying hateful things and poisonous phrases. But that is all. It denies you nothing. It brings you peace, the greatest gift you can give yourself. Peace means the body functions at a high level. Peace means you have access to guidance that you cannot access in a troubled and tormented mind. Peace means you live longer in a happier and more fulfilling way. Yes, you will be living in a state of separation, but this state of an unforgiving mind brings forth very painful things. It is like living in hell. Once you have a peaceful mind, you feel as if you have moved into the Garden of Eden. Everything seems brighter. Everything seems better. It is a beautiful experience. Yes, you are still in separation, but not deep in separation. You are into a more loving form of separation. We call it the happy dream. Sincerely do this exercise today. When you envision your enemy, do exactly as this lesson said. You lose nothing but pain. You lose nothing but poverty and scarcity. You lose nothing but the disturbance in your mind. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. Forgiveness, in this sense, forgiveness allows us to let go of the weight, the backpack of burden that we've been carrying. If you have ever been carrying around a relationship that ended painfully, an unrequited love, um, a betrayal from somebody, any of those attacks that we have experienced, and we carry that unforgiving place around, it pecks at our brain. It comes in to our brain at times that there has no purpose in it. It keeps us from doing anything else. We think of it in the middle of the night and we think about it and we think about it and we think about it and we don't sleep. We consider what would happen if we met that person again and we freeze up and get all uptight and tense. And then if we actually do see them, we want to turn and run the other way. That is the experience of the unforgiving mind. It's the paranoia of seeing the person. It's the idea that it's going to happen again. And it's the unrelenting pain that nags at you like a rock in your shoe. It just grates and grates and grates. Forgiveness takes the stone out of your shoe. Forgiveness takes the burden of the backpack off of you. And once you decide you're just not going to give it your attention anymore, you're not going to focus on the pain and the suffering of it anymore. You're going to move forward and live your life. You're going to choose peace. It is amazing what will happen in your life because you literally feel and experience a lightness. And forgiveness is allowing ourselves to just not be burdened with things anymore. It doesn't let them off the hook in this world. Forgiveness says, you know what, there's got to be some light in you. And I may not be able to see it right now, but I know that there is light in you. And I trust that there is love in you. And if you can, and when you can continue to work on that and see that light. Yes, I see there is love. If you are in a relationship or we're in a relationship with someone who hurt you and you are only focusing on the painful things, try the moments when you know the love was real when you know that you were both in that honest place, and even if you find one moment, there is the light that the Course in Miracles talks about. There is the light that is within them, because you can't have a flicker if there isn't any source of light. So if you have seen a flicker of love in the person that is your enemy, you have seen the light. Focus on that flicker. And then when you see your friend, you can see that flicker also in your friend. And that light will get a little brighter. And then you can see the light within yourself. And you will see how bright you truly are, as well as everyone else. Have fun with this today. Good luck. I hope that you lose the weight of the world from yourself today by allowing forgiveness to take over. Bye, everyone.